Hi there, I'm Violet Van Hees and this is Grow Your Movement Freedom. And today I'm out here with my cat who's down on the deck here and a cast on my foot. I just had foot surgery and I'm going to be in a cast for 10 weeks. And we've got the little dog next door, a little pug named Oro, who gets quite worried when somebody comes outside, so he's vocal. And today we're going to explore something a little different. I want to talk about your frame of reference. How big can you imagine that something can be, or that your world and that the options available to you can be? So what do I mean by frame of reference? So for me, frame of reference is the different models of the universe, of the way things work, that I draw on and that you draw on and whoever draws on, to help understand what's possible, what something means, how it works, and how it can influence me, and how it can influence the world. So I have a pretty broad frame of reference, a bunch of different frames of reference that I draw from. So I have a pretty sciencey background. I have like a grounding in biomechanics and physiology and anatomy and the nervous system and how the body works and how stuff works mechanically in the world, those kinds of things. I also have a pretty broad, what I would call woo-woo background in what I do. So I'm grounded in, I've been going to medicine wheel gatherings since I was in my early 20s. I have spiritually based beliefs and ways of understanding the world that were pretty clear in my mid-teens. I have a bunch of friends that are involved in a lot of different kinds of things. I have some background in energy work. I've done some energy work. I have friends who work really deeply with energy work. All this kind of stuff. And this informs me as well. And I also love the fringe of where science meets the, like spiritual stuff, or the really, really hard to understand, the stuff that makes your brain squeak. So like I was reading again when I was a teenager, the Tao of Physics, or the motorcycle, the art of Zen and the art of motorcycle maintenance, and it was the Tao of Physics at that time. Things like that were coming out that are just really at the edge of where physics meets totally wild stuff, where energy turns into matter, matter turns into energy, energy turns into waves, all these things happen, and it becomes totally mind-exploding. And the reason I mention this is because when I am going through something like the healing of my foot, like these weeks of imposed lounging about, which is not something that I normally do, it's a time for me to really delve deep into the stuff. And when I hit places where I'm really challenged in life, I will draw from all these different frames of reference. I will draw from all these things to help give me an understanding of what's going on, of what I can bring to it, and how I can be open to what might be possible. And that's a big thing. It's like the sense of what is possible, what might be out there, and what can, leaving space for stuff to come forward. Because sometimes when there's absolutely nothing that I can understand, or I've sort of run out of leads, and this can be in the middle of a session of working with a horse or working with a person. It can be something that I'm trying to sort out in my own life, those kinds of things. I sometimes will just kind of go out of ideas. I am open to something floating in here to help make sense of this, to give me some help with this. And as soon as I get open like that, often something will float in. It's like I have to clean out all my preconceived ideas of how something can work, will work, must work. And I just kind of say, okay, new ideas, please. I need something. And then something can show up. Now this could be a combination of sort of the sense of intuition, or of, like I have lots of bits and pieces of things and they come together in a new way. It can also just be room for something that is bigger than what I've thought of before, but it's out there. And there's concepts, that ideas have formed, that there's stuff out there that will come forward, that's available to us if we're able to make room for it to show up. So for me, I like living in a world that has that kind of mysteriousness to it. It's almost like a big, fierce magic of some sort that can that can come through. Magic in the sense of not being understandable, not being something I can explain, but it's something that shows up and it's real, and I think it's very cool when it shows up. So when I'm working like this, when I do my best work, is when I'm most, tends to be the times when I am most open to just letting something float in, right? Instead of doing something, waiting for a sensation of what's next, sensing my way into it and staying open for new stuff to show up so that I can be in the moment. I can really respond to what's here right now. And I think each one of us, when we open ourselves to just being present, we bring everything that we are into the situation we're dealing with. And for me, that's the magic, that's the power of having many different frames of reference or fields of reference that you can draw from, because the more variety you have, the more things can show up. If I only had one way of believing that the world worked and that was it, I may be pretty limited in terms of what I can imagine happening or working. But if I have many frames of reference, then there's a lot more fun and a lot more creativity out there. So I wanted to share that with you today and encourage you to acknowledge your frames of reference. You may have a bunch of them. You may have some that you don't talk about to other people because they'll think you're too weird. But acknowledge them to yourself and allow them to work. Allow all of yourself to be present when you work and when you do stuff, when you engage in the world, when you are a human on this earth doing stuff, right? This is what we're here to do, to learn to be open to everything. That this experience of living on this earth and living here and having these many different ways of being able to think about the world, letting those all inform us and see what happens. See how interesting life is, how mysterious and fun things can be, and how stuff can just show up that surprises the heck out of you and keeps life really interesting. All right. I hope you enjoyed this. Go out there and just have fun with your own sense of what's all that you bring into this world. What are all the pieces, all the ways of viewing the world that you bring? And celebrating those and saying hi to all of them. And having fun being all of who you are. See you next time. Thanks very much.